too much
थोड़ा सा
chocolate.
बस
Thank you. Yeah.
And she's here now, so she's moderating the session.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. That's so very good.
करा दो बात होने दो ना
Oh, you did your research.
Of course. I think I know who they are. Did you see the interview from my voice is so much? Yeah, I said
No. You think you what did you say? You know more than you should. Why did you say that?
Because of course. They're like, you're like, not really asking the question. I know.
No, but you can ask new things and you can really answer.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to that. I think they'll be lots of
Come. Ridhi, come. Don't be shy. They will
and
ask
he's
you.
one of it.
आलू क्या मैम यहाँ पे
थैंक यू
Smile, keep walking.
next guest is not only beautiful, but she's also known from movies as Jawan. She's worked with Shah Rukh Khan, with Salman Khan, and is the lead actress of Lakadbaggha, aka Akshara D'Souza. Please welcome with me on stage Ridhi Dogra. And as they say, save the best for last. We have our guest of honor here tonight. He is an animal lover, action icon, producer, and now first honorary director. So before I continue with all of my questions, because I have a lot, I'd like to also invite on stage the publisher from Own Books International, Ajay Margo, for a few introductory words.
Thank you, Sukmani. Good evening, everyone here. It is an absolute honor to welcome you all to this official launch of Lakadbaggha, the prologue, birth of an animal lover vigilante comic book universe. Let me begin by expressing my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Mr. John Abraham. John, your passionate advocacy for animal welfare and your powerful cinematic presence align perfectly with the spirit of this book. Your presence this evening means a lot to us. I would also like to thank Ridhi Dogra and the team for joining us today. Your on-screen chemistry with Anshuman and your brilliance have already captured hearts. Your support here tonight shows the strength of this story beyond cinema. Thank you very much. Your powerful words and storytelling. Big round of applause. Special thanks to Britton Beck, whose bold, edgy, visual storytelling has added a stunning new dimension to the Lakadbaggha universe. Big round of applause. When Anshuman first spoke to me about this idea, it wasn't...
Applause. Thank you so much. So, John and Anshuman, both of you have adopted dogs. I would just like to know where does this love for animals come from? Where does it come from?
Well, I've always, first of all, a big congratulations to the team, Suki, so well, you're holding the show so well, Ajay spoke so well, and Anshuman, real hero, I enjoyed the film. I totally loved it, I loved you and Ridhi, fantastic. Britton, thank you for making this trip from so far, so I think we've got the entire cast here, and I think it's a truly international cast. And for people who haven't seen the film, please watch it, because I think it's a really, really special film. It's really lovely, and I was waiting for a hero to come on screen and save these little voiceless animals that really can't speak, and I wanted there to be a lot more compassionate. You've done it, Anshuman, so really grateful to you. I've always loved animals. I think my parents did. I've loved animals, and it has to come from within. And I'll protect them till... I can't fight like Anshuman, but I'll try my best, and I'll protect them till the last day, till the last breath of my life. He's absolutely fantastic. I was really happy watching you fight, because when you see someone harm an animal, you want to beat the guy up, and I'd get into trouble if we do that on the road. So I'm happy you did it on screen for all of us. Thank you. Absolutely.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here on a rainy day. I really, really appreciate it. Alok is here. He's the writer of the first film. And yes, Britton is here, Ridhi, John. I can't thank you enough because, like I told Meenakshi, I couldn't think of a name when I was thinking who's the ideal person to launch this book. Because so many of us talk about animal welfare and raising a voice for the voiceless, but there are few people who act upon it like you do. So thank you for being you, and thank you for standing up for something, and therefore you don't fall for anything, which is a blessing for, and it's inspiring. My love for animals, Suki, again, like John said, my parents, my mother especially, she let me be in nature a lot. So when I was a kid, I played in mud a lot. I was born in Allahabad, so there was a king cobra there, and in our house, which nobody had seen. And one day, I was at the gate and my mother was coming in. So she was getting off the car to open the gate, and she just froze. And I was 5 years old, and I felt something really cold slither over me. And I looked down, and it was that full-grown king cobra, and it just went over me. And then I was curious about where it lives, so I chased it, and my mom was not very happy about it. So since then, I have had this thing with especially wild animals, and I've always had dogs at home. So the love for dogs is something that goes. It's spiritual for me, if that makes any sense. Like I like taking. I feel like it's the least I can do as a human being. Yeah.
I love that. For you both, like, what is your favorite animal? Where does your inspiration come from to be part of this project?
Firstly, hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I think I've always loved animals. I haven't grown up with animals, but I started living with animals, I think, in my 20s. And at one point, there was a hen in my house. There was 2 cats, 3 dogs. Like there were just a lot of animals, and I think that's the best way to live. They sort of teach you to coexist, and I think we all need that in the kind of lives that we live. So, when you ask them, how do you love animals, and my answer was because there's humanity. So, if you're human, you will love animals. And if you just want to live closer to nature and you just want to live closer to, मतलब अगर आप अपने roots के साथ जीना चाहते हैं, अगर आप अपने value system के साथ जीना चाहते हैं और एक इंसानियत के साथ जीना चाहते हैं, you will love animals.
That absolutely makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for everybody coming tonight. It really feels like a dream for me to get to join everyone here today and to have come so far. Still sinking in that this is real, but and a big thank you to Anshuman as well for even asking me to join him in this journey. And so I just want to say that really quick. But currently, probably my closest relationship to animals is my 9-year-old son came home in the States. We have these state fairs, and you can win a little fish as a prize. And he comes home with a fish, and so now the family has a fish. And everyone tells me, oh, those fish live for 3 days. Don't worry, you'll be flushing it down a toilet pretty soon. And we've had him for 7 months, I guess. And we've named him. I take care of him every day. And I love coming up to his tank. And he's a little fish, he relies on me to feed him. And he gets excited. And he starts wiggling. He's either excited or hungry, I don't know. But just that moment, I talk to him. And his name's Kobe, like Kobe Bryant. My son loves basketball. So just that moment, it's there's another life that's in front of you, and it just reminds me that there's something bigger, that I'm, ultimately not too much different from this little fish, and he got deathly ill for weeks, and so I'm Googling and spending lots of money to figure out how to save this little fish, but it was worth it. The family's happy, and he's still a part of our family, and so that's probably my closest relationship right now.
That's cute. Absolutely makes sense. It's about animals, action, innovation, logic. And now coming back to you, John, you are very selective with the time you invest in events or in social gatherings. Why did you take out the time tonight to be here? What makes this event important to you? Please put on the mic.
Yeah, that's good. I came here because we got a call. I read the book, I saw the film, and I really appreciate what Anshuman and his entire team have done, which is why I'm here. It's as simple as that. There's no long drawn answer for this. Through an entertaining medium, he's tried to give a message out there to a lot of people that you need to love animals and that they coexist with you. You don't own this planet. And I think that's something we've forgotten. So I think he's got every message so rightly in such an entertaining way in this film. So congratulations to the director as well, Victor. Victor's not here, and congratulations to Alok. It's so well written and the messaging was fantastic. So well performed by everyone, so well illustrated. So I think we're in the right place, and I'm happy that I'm here. Just really happy that I'm here. Grateful.
We're also very happy. You're not alone. Your love for animals come from. Now, I quickly would like to do a quick question. I want to know your favorite comic character, your favorite animal, of course, what else? And then also your favorite action movie. Starting with you.
Very interestingly, me and my director, I mean, he's written a comic book called Monkey Man, and we're going to be doing that film. So that's interesting that we speak about it. His name is Abhishek Sharma. I've done a film called Parmanu with him. Very smart, intelligent guy. So we're working on something very interesting, and that's because I love animals, which is why we're doing that. And
Love that.
yeah, it's a lot of fun, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Okay, so that'll be the fave action part. Then, like, fave animal. The monkey man? No, but not dogs.
I honestly, I mean, at the risk of saying so, I'm an agnostic. I'm practically an atheist. But I believe if there's God on earth, it's a dog. That's my personal belief, and I worship them. I worship every animal, and I look at an animal and I see what I could learn from that animal, especially dogs. They're survivors. They are so gracious. They are so benevolent, and they're still so kind to you even after you're so cruel with them. So honestly, I'd say the dog. The dog.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew that. That's why I was like, I know, I did my research. So, Anshuman, what about you?
Favorite animal is hands down monkey. There's something with monkeys, and since I was a kid, I am a huge Hanumanji connection. I don't know how, where it comes from, but it's there. I was picked up by a monkey when I was a baby. I was again 2 months old, and it picked me at our native place in Darbhanga. I don't know if I ever told you. So and I always find a way with monkeys. And funnily, Lakadbaggha 2 is called The Monkey Business. So we are going to have a monkey sort of connection there, and I love that. My favorite action movie? That's a really difficult question because I have lots of them. But if I have to pick one, it would have to be the Ong Bak franchise. Ong Bak is, I think, it kind of set the bar for what action can do, raw action, real action. Was there a third question?
Yeah, it was favorite animal, fave action movie, and fave comic character.
Comic character? My favorite comic character, I'll take two actually, that I grew up and I told Britain that I want Lakadbaggha comic books to be in the world of Chacha Chaudhary because that's what I grew up reading, and Tintin. Those were the two comic books. So if you see the art, we've kind of given a lot of homage to Tintin. In fact, the very first page, the ship, for those of you who read Tintin will see the homage. So yeah, those two.
Thank you. What about
This one working there. Favorite action movie is I'm trying to think of. I'm blanking on that one right now, but I'll stick to Lakadbaggha. Easy.
comic?
Favorite comic character, probably Miles Morales. I was thinking Spider-Man because Spider-Man to me just coming as a kind of an answer or a response to superheroes who are so powerful and just sort of these authorities. Spider-Man was just a kid, and I really like how they've taken even what I thought was a great character and made it all anew. And one of my favorite things about Miles is that he's really is just a kid, and you never forget that he'll be late for a school assignment, or he'll be worried about his parents while he's fighting a criminal. And my son, when he watched that movie, he wouldn't take the mask off. He would put the mask on and watch the film like 3 times a day. So when I saw that, I realized that Miles is a very powerful character. And the other question, I'm sorry. Oh, animal. I'm thinking about an animal.
Fish?
Kobe's very special to me, yes. Although I was thinking about if I were to ever see an elephant in real life, just the power and I love that they're vegetarian. I love that they're just so strong. They seem to form relationships with people. I would, like John was saying, I would love to see an elephant and see what I could learn just in that moment.
Thank you so much. And Ridhi? Does the mic work by now?
Can you hear? Yeah. For me, it is an elephant. I think that's where my mind went first. dogs, cats, I love all of them, but they're domesticated. But we make them a part of our life, and then it's just easy to coexist with them. But an elephant really makes me very emotional. Whenever I see an elephant, or I see how, they are so large, but there is so much wisdom there, and they seem to be very humble. They give you that impression.
They have such human eyes as well.
Yeah, most animals do. Action film, I love Deadpool. I love the humor. I love the action. I've seen every Deadpool film, and I like to watch them alone because I just love it. It's just too much fun. And what was the third thing? Comic. I think my mind is going to Tom and Jerry. But,
True, mine too. I just realized. Thank you.
All of it.
Yeah, even my childhood memories are connected to it. On Cartoon Network, was it, right? Yeah, even I remember. Wow. All right. So now that you have like an idea who we have here, not only like as people but also their background, I want to understand, Anshuman, like where did this idea for Lakadbaggha, the story, come from? It's based on a real life incident, like stuff that's happening in the movie actually happened, and like what was the moment that you decided, okay, this needs to be a movie?
Check. Yeah. So, two parts to that answer. I was coming back from Prithvi Theatre. I was performing a play there, and I saw on that road which goes towards Sun and Sand and all, there was a security guard beating up a dog with a stick, a stray dog. And in a moment, I didn't think. I got out of the car and I went, grabbed the stick from him and whacked him. I had never hit anyone in my life till that point. Okay, this is 2013. And when I told him, "Mat maro, main marunga," he said, "Kutta hai. Insaan ko aap nahi maar sakte." That really made me think that why does he think he's more special than that? So I think that was the sowing of the seed, because when I look back, backtrack my life, I feel I wrote the opening scene, the first 10 minutes of that film about the action. Yeah, I wrote that just as a scene. I didn't know where it'll go. And then when Alok came on board, I told him, this is the opening of the film, now write the rest of the film. Incident had happened in Kolkata in 2019 where it was the Times of India front page news where during Pujo, biryani, there's a competition in shops. They sell it 30 rupees a plate, 25 rupees a plate, 15 rupees a plate, 10 rupees a plate. You can't sell chicken mutton biryani in 10 rupees a plate, right? So there was this journalist who did this he tracked it down and they were selling dog meat. So BMC, the local bodies were helping them pick dogs, and then they were the municipal corporations of that city. And that triggered this takeoff idea for Alok, which he developed. And then in 2020, during COVID, an Indian striped hyena was spotted for the first time in 15 years at Corbett. So there had been no natural sighting. So from there came the idea that what if the central animal being kidnapped? And then Victor, I was always looking for a title. And Victor, we were shooting something in Arunachal Pradesh. We did this 3,000 kilometers drive and shot something through Arunachal. He said, Lakadbaggha. And I'm very instinctive with titles. And I said, that's a great title. And that's how Lakadbaggha, the title came. And then the hyena kind of aligned. And, then the film developed. Alok took a year and a half to stitch it together. Lots of arguments, lots of deadlines. Met, lost, but eventually we got there and we shot the film. And yeah, that's the whole idea. Is with any work that we do, if you just see the 5 films we've produced, applause is great, like we work for people too, but my idea is that you should not just applause. For me, if it makes you feel, that's more important. So it should touch you, and then sure, if you get engaged, applause for it, great. But touching you, it should do something feeling-wise to the audience. And with Lakadbaggha, that was the thing, that if you're human, you got to feel for, and I don't understand when I meet people who say, yeah, I don't like dogs. And honestly, till now, I haven't figured out how to process that feeling, How can you not like dogs? Being scared of dogs is different. I'm saying people who just say we don't like them. So, and I have met a lot of them. So that was the heart of putting the story out, that they exist, we got to respect them if we want to be respected, otherwise nature will take its revenge.
And Ridhi, what?
His passion. He met me and he was so passionate about his story. And I like to work with, I don't really look at a lot of things. I like to be able to go on a set and have fun. And I like to work with people who'd be invested in me. Like if you're going to have me on a set and be like, yeah, okay, you're around. But I want people to be excited about me being there so that I can contribute to your vision. And he had that, when he came and met me, I just felt like I have to do this with him, like he's so excited about making this film and I love animals. And this was an opportunity for me to be able to be a part of a story that's sort of saying what it is. So it was all him, that energy.
Yeah, that energy I agree with.
Yeah, quickly I'll add. With RD, Ridhi, it's been 22, 23 years now since I started assisting. I was 16 when I started, and I have worked with the top actors as an assistant, done big films, big ads, and then acted in 15 films. There is something so honest and authentic about her on set, and it's such a pleasure to have an actor who's wanting to tell her, who's not worried about her part, but actually is worried about what the film is going to express. You know what I mean, right? So it's very rare, mind you, that I see that. And it's therefore a lot of joy to be working with her because she's really invested in a film when she gets there. Not before, not after.
So share a story. You're laughing about something specific, I feel.
So it's a banter between us. She's like, once I get there, I'm fully there. And I've made peace with it. 15, because I'm always on time. So I'm like, but I've made peace with it.
This is not, please don't talk about it.
No, but
It's
she's,
fine. Today
jokes
you're
apart, she more than makes up for it in her passion for what she does, in her presence, and she's just an incredible artist. He's clapping, he agrees.
That's such a
If a child is clapping, that's it. That's all the reward that matters.
All right. So yeah, it also changed you, Ridhi, in a way, because basically movies are also produced to make people aware, to have a societal impact, and you are one of the best examples how it worked out.
Sorry. So I was shocked to know that they actually were using dog's meat instead of chicken, and I freaked out so badly. I stopped eating non-veg for a while, for a year or so. I'm sorry, I've gone back. I need to take training from both of you to know how, because my trainers keep telling me you have to eat protein, so I want to give up, but yeah, I'm not able to. But yes, I did stop eating it completely because I was like, there's just no way, and I'm still actually very aware. I feel like I could easily give it up. Maybe I need to do a part 3. I didn't do, so yeah.
That was a very smooth segue. Yeah. All right. I want to come now back to the action part because Anshuman, everything you were saying, all I could hear is like you're looking for excuses to beat up people. So I feel like the action part of the movie is also very big. Tell me something about how it was training with Mr. Shamesh.
Yeah, the thing was that I have no false ideas. I think the least an actor, as a human being, anybody can do is just be totally honest with themselves. So I would never do Krish, for example, because I cannot be Krish. Physically, I'm not that. So when we started doing this film, we were very clear that it's a story of an ordinary boy. And being ordinary, in my view, is a superpower. So we wanted to depict that in a real way. And I said, how will this look real? The only way it would look real if I actually learn to do what Arjun does. So I said, I'm going to take 7 months off and go and train my butt off in this form. We identified Krav Maga because Krav Maga is hand-to-hand combat to kill, actually. The Mossad uses it. Sir knows all about it. And I said, who's the best person on planet Earth to teach Krav Maga? So we researched and we came to this gentleman who trained the Mossad, and that was Sahi. And his father before him had trained Mossad. So Sahi had been training in Krav Maga basically out of his mother's womb. So I went to New York. Actually, I wrote him a letter first. I wrote him a handwritten letter saying we're doing a film, and how we work is we said this is what we can do. Please help us, and I'll give you all the time you need. No shortcuts. You tell me when you have time. I'll come and do it. He replied immediately. Within 2 days of getting the letter, he wrote me a long mail. and he said, "Come to New York in 2 months." And I went there, and I trained with him for a month. And I'm telling you, when I was living in Brooklyn in an apartment. So when I would take the tube, he was very insulting. He's not a soft man. So he would keep kicking me and say, "My grandmother fights better than you. My great grandmother." He's there. He's like, he's going to teach you, but he's also very soft. So when I would go back in the tube, my brain started proceeding. Anytime I would see a big guy, I would think about how to get this guy down. What are the ways if he's to attack me or if he's to attack an animal? Because I was thinking the film and the action. And he taught me these basic, Krav Maga has basic body parts, right? Which your Adam's apple, your nose, your crotch. Places where you hit and the psychological recovery takes a few seconds. And that's where you can cause maximum damage. So, yeah, that was exciting because I've always been an action film fan. I've always loved animals. And this universe allowed me to bring the two together. Then we wanted an action director who hasn't done, like India, I thought let's get them something new. And Ong Bak came to mind, and I reached out to Kecha sir, Kecha Kamfakti, and he's amazing. And he came on board, and we all trained, and that's how the action materialized. And now in part 2, what he's done is something, it'll be the first time. We've done hand-to-hand, but we've really amped it up.
And like John...
No, I mean, we do a bit of action here and there, but speaking about his action, I really enjoyed watching him. And when you root for your hero, so when I was watching, I was like, beat them up, beat them up, beat them up. That's when you know that, your hero is working, the character is working, Arjun Bakshi is working, and Anshuman's working. So it is a nice combination watching all of them. And, a lot of people can train. You can go to the best trainers in the world. Finally, what you do is what you see on camera. And I think he's projected that really, really well. I enjoyed, I love action. In fact, I saw her fight and she really whacked him in one shot. And I was like, wow. So I think, putting in hard work always shows on screen, and they've done a fantastic job. And I'm really excited about part 2 because I know he's going to set a benchmark here, and I'm very excited to see it.
If I've got it,
Obviously, yeah, a round of
that's
applause.
it.
You'll sleep very well tonight, that I know. And like when you watch others' action, like as you're also very well technically trained, do you notice like the technical details, or you're just in the flow and
I'm an audience, and I tell you, he knows this as well as I do, and the audience knows this. If you don't have the right emotion, your action's never going to look great. The emotion that backed his action was fantastic, which is why we were rooting for him. So after a point, you don't really look at the technical details, though you are impressed by it, but you're waiting for him to beat the bad guys up. It's as simple as that. So I'm not going to get into the technicalities, but I really enjoyed watching Anshuman.
Sorry, the German we had to ask.
Ich spreche ein wenig Deutsch.
Oh mein Gott, ich bin beeindruckt.
Aber jetzt, ich vergesse alles. Ich studiere vor 4 Monate in Dubai. Ja.
Okay, this is my highlight. I'll also sleep well tonight. Okay, very impressed. I'm speechless. Yeah, no. I'm done. Yeah, könnten wir eigentlich, but no, it's not fair to be honest. Später, yeah, später. All right. So now, segue to the comic part of things. Like, I want to know, Britton and Anshuman, how did you meet? Britton, from your perspective, because it seems like very random story to me.
Oh yeah. I was involved in a scholarship program in school, and we have a
school. Which school?
Oh, okay. So it's between Duke and University of North Carolina, and
Ivy League, by the way.
And so we have annual alumni get-togethers, and I'm from the inaugural class of the program, so I'm always the old man. When I go there, there's always younger people, and so I kind of bounce my way through the room and see all these impressive young people. And so I was doing that, and in the back of the room was Anshuman and Sierra, who was also in this program.
Sierra, by the way, is Anshuman's beautiful wife. She's also a Duke scholar.
Yeah, I've got nothing to do with Duke. Yeah, just hashtag, just saying. I went to Xavier's in Bombay. I would love to go to Duke, but I was quietly sitting in a corner at this alum dinner.
And the quietly sitting in the corner is what brought me over to them. They looked like a nice couple, and so and they were eating, so I was looking for somewhere to eat too. So I went over and we just started talking, and I was first. You mentioned the energy that Anshuman has, and I have to say, even before any comic book was mentioned or what I do for a living or anything like that, I really just was enjoying. If this comic book had never happened, I think I just would have made a friend that night. So yeah, it was a really he's just a great guy to just sit down and eat with. And but that's not all that happened. We started talking, and he told me about Lakadbaggha and shared a way for me to see it. And yeah, I was sold from there. And yeah, we immediately, I think we started pretty much working from.
It was serendipity because at that time the idea was in my head, the comic book. I had not thought of illustration. I had spoken to Alok only about the fact, and I had spoken to the team that I'm thinking of a comic book. This is the idea. It'll be the prologue. It'll be before. But it was just serendipity how I met.
And where does the idea come from? There was
Not at all, not at all.
A movie, a comic.
I don't know how many films of Lakadbaggha will happen, but I do know that the comic universe vertical will live till we live, and hopefully beyond that by like-minded people.
What can we expect now after this launch? Like,
So,
what is the vision?
thank you for asking that. This is the prologue. So what you see in this comic book, which will launch today, sir will launch today, is what happens before the film. So the film opens with violence at Khidirpur Dock. That's the voiceover. In this comic book, you see what happens in Khidirpur Dock. So it's kind of the origin of where Arjun Bakshi got into the news from. Then the film, Kolkata chapter, the comic book will have 2 books, which will be book 2 and 3, which will be the Kolkata chapter, which will not just be the film, it will be a lot more. There'll be origin stories of each character, Akshara, there'll be a lot more to it. And then part 2, which we've just finished shooting in Indonesia, will be 3 books again. So book 4, 5 and 6 will be the Indonesian chapter. And then part 3 currently is in North America and South America. It was in North America, but I happened to accidentally meet the president of Chile, and he offered very kindly to shoot the film. So now I think part 3 will also be South America. So
do we already know which animal it will be based on?
Oh, that I won't tell you.
Okay, I'll have a wild guess. I'll keep them or be fans, but just not be cruel to them.
I think, so there are 2 parts to it. From the entertainment side, I'd like to see, and it's a selfish reason why I'd like to see Anshuman make his part 3 and 4 and 5, because there's a noble gesture behind it. So I'm rooting for him. So I'd want that to happen, that's for sure. From the curriculum side of it, kids that grow up and maybe are 4, 5, 6, I'd want animal sensitivities and to be put in the curriculum of schools, because that's where you learn from. So I'm hoping that happens. It's as simple as that. You're ignorant, and like Anshuman correctly said, I don't even care if people don't like animals as long as you don't hurt them. So that's important. So if you can bring that in children, it'll be nice, because if parents are ignorant, then maybe children can teach their parents. So we're not faulting anybody here. We're just hoping society gets a lot more sensitive.
And like customizing everything to Anshuman's vision. How intense was it?
It was a thrill. I loved it.
I hear the irony.
Anshuman is very passionate, and but like Ridhi was also saying, I think that's what attracts people to working with him. I don't think I would have committed everything that I had to it if it wasn't being kind of led and matched by someone like Anshuman. So in terms of the drawing. And really, like we plan to do with all the books, creating material that doesn't just exist in the films, but adding to it, that was a real honor to already be impressed by the film and see what he's created there, and what everyone's created there, and get to contribute something to it, and thinking through kind of, okay, what did Arjun do that night that was brought the police out and all that, and so kind of being in dialogue with the film. And then the drawing is, that's kind of, I don't know, it's my favorite part. I kind of zone out and I just get really into the panels. And I do really enjoy finding specific panels, that are my favorites. either for a facial expression or, with Arjun, you get lots of action and, I do other illustration and I don't usually get to draw people punching people in the face or, what a jaw does when it's getting, rocked by a fist. So, those are pretty fun to do too.
I can see the passion coming out of it.
No, so he was actually testing it on himself with a camera and seeing, yeah.
Really?
Oh, but I get my son to do it,
Yeah, everyone helped.
He gave Akshara D'Souza a wine glass, which was never explored in the film. In the very first frame. Oh, you'll see it when we.
And Akshara D'Souza, how does it feel that there's a comic book character basically based on your character? You're, I think, one of the first, or maybe the first woman in India to have her first comic book character made out of a movie.
Really?
We did our research, yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you were passionate that day when you met me. No, I'm just thrilled, that's what it is. When you meet someone who has an intent and they have passion, then things happen, then they multiply and wonderful things come out of that association. So, today I can say lucky or, it's great, but I know that it's this man's passion, He was, like he's saying, he was always driven to a comic book and wanted to do something about it, and look, he just met someone at an alum meet and things happened. So and it led to my character and whatever it is, but it's just fantastic to walk in hand with someone who wants to do something.
Thank you so much to all of our guests, and a quick round of applause for everyone.
Thank you.
I'd like to really take this opportunity to thank everyone here, especially Om Books International, Ajay, Crossword, the entire team of Crossword for having us, John for taking time out. It's an honor that you've stepped out for the comic book launch. Britain for flying down 26 hours to and then another 20 hours back. Ridhi for always being who you are and sharing the film and being as committed as you are. And Sukhmani for doing such a lovely evening. Thank you, everyone. Now, if I may ask you to please invite Sir to do the honors. All right, the birth of the animal lover vigilante universe, India.
It's launched! Woo! Yes, thank you so much. Now that the comic book has been officially launched, we. So, do you have a question? Yes, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Mrunal Mirani and I'm a sweet animal feeder and caretaker since childhood now. The main thing about stray animals in Mumbai is nobody has time to look below the car and the eye line. I mean, that's so insensitive of them to just care about what's in front of the windshield and not below the car or below the eye line. So we go through a lot of cases in my locality. I've got a group of people who support me for the cause, who are pet parents and who are animal lovers. The main thing is that we don't get support in, say, manpower on field when it comes to rescues and when it comes to treatments and stuff like that. We do have a lot of spot treatment vans, a lot more than what it was before. But when it comes to being active on field to just pick up a dog or put it in a van or just take it to a hospital or treat it, that's where we lack a lot. So if there's any possible way where we can put this out and create awareness for it, that will be great. Also, I've got a few reflective collars which any animal lover here can take and just put it on their necks. So maybe someone who does not have that vision can reflect this in their eye and their brain. Yeah.
So when we released the film on Z5, we had done this campaign where we put 2,000 of these across Bombay, reflective ones, so that it makes a real world. I'll also take one. Come here. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much. This is an honor.
Thank you. I hope we have helped to create a little bit more awareness for this, exactly what you wanted. Further questions, now is the time. Don't be shy. Thank you.
जॉन मेरा क्वेश्चन सॉरी थोड़ा सा अलग है. आप राकेश मैरिक की बायोपिक कर रहे हैं, शायद ये लुक आपका उसके लिए है.
जी.
कैसा है एक्सपीरियंस शूटिंग का अभी तक?
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड.
चलिए जॉन, एक चीज़ और है कि क्योंकि एनिमल लवर की बात कर रहे हैं, तो घर पे आप कितना पेट हैं आपके, आपने कभी उस पर बात नहीं की है? कुछ एनिमल आपके घर पे भी आपने कभी पाले, कभी रखे, कुछ ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है?
मेरे पास रेस्क्यूज है और दो है, mother and daughter, Bailey and Sia.
Wow.
And they're my life. They're everything in the world to me.
Wow. Thank you.
Further questions? Yes, please. Mike there, please.
This is not a question, just sharing my thought. See, I'm a very emotional person. When I see animals, in hurt or maybe in the street, it really hurts. One. Now, couple of things, one, probably if I go to zoo also, the animals are so bad treated. I mean, you feel them, you're so sad, people just walk in the zoo, look at the animals. So anything probably you think that, somebody should do, or maybe some measurative steps can be taken, for those animals which are kept in zoo. One. Sir, I'll add on one more question. Just I've been reading somewhere, I'm not sure where, I just came across this article. They've been talking about artificial intelligence and, the technology, going in the advanced mode. Now, is there any way that you come to know the languages the animals speak, or maybe there's some technology where you can come to know about the emotions, what the animal wants to say? Maybe in future you think this kind of a technology will come where probably a human can understand what the animal has, the feeling, or what they're saying. Those kind of speech can be translated somewhere with the use of technology. Just a thought.
Okay, I'll tackle both your thoughts one at a time. For the zoo question, good thought. I'm glad you're emotional and you feel about animals like that. There is something that I saw with the Bill Gates Foundation has done in Denver, Colorado, when I went to that zoo. It's a great idea. What they did was, in the zoo, they only have animals that have been injured of a particular species. So when the animal cannot survive in the wild, they take care of it and bring it to the zoo. I personally felt that's a great thought, and that can be something which can be photocopied at other places in the world, because it feels like natural to me. Also, it means you're helping that animal, at the same time not making it unnatural for them to be in the zoo. That's the first part of your question. The second part of your question is something I honestly don't care about at this point of time in my life, and that's a personal opinion. I feel animals without AI. So I don't need AI to feel. I talk to my dogs. I'm being very honest. I communicate with them. Same with trees. I talk to trees. So some people think it's crazy, but I genuinely feel. So, and me and my wife, we have plants in our window. There are days when I feel a plant's not doing well. I go and lovingly put water in it. And I'm not kidding you. They get better if you lovingly talk to them. So there is energy in every living thing. You just need to be authentic and honest while connecting with them. And believe you me, don't fall for this. AI is great, it's tech, it's the future, the present, whatever. But as far as living things are concerned, there will never be a replacement for the natural connection that we will make on a human level. So I don't think that will ever be replaceable. One-on-ones? Sure. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you once.
before we dive into the meet and greet, we'll quickly take a picture because we would like to see more collaboration and action on social media. So I'll demonstrate that quickly and you'll just like do the same thing I'm doing. So we'll take a quick selfie and then I'll let everyone know.
Yes, just 2 big requests. If you post, share, do anything on social media, there are 2 hashtags that you please need to use. We've spelled it out there. That's hashtag Lakadbaggha, hashtag comic book, which everyone knows, and hashtag join the vigilante army. So that hashtag helps us increase the reach for understanding and joining the army.
So yes, just get it signed, take a picture and post. And we'll quickly do that as well.
हो जाएगा ये हाथ हटाओ हाथ हटाओ भाई हाथ
Wish you the best. Yeah.
Thank you. I've told Meenakshi, I want to work with you.
You do something for sure.
थैंक यू
अरे भागा भागा ये ले भाग
Sierra, this is a message for you. We miss you.
Tara, I miss you too.
Tara is not watching this. She's not
Right.
allowed.
Oh, that's true.
You need to Tara allowed. She'll understand that.
Yes, please. So good to see both of you. जिस तरीके से लकड़बग्घा को प्यार मिल रहा है वो भी इस कॉमिक बुक को भी बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार मिलेगा. आप खरीदिए शुरू वहाँ से बिल्कुल. कैसे स्टार्ट हुआ और इस फिल्म को एक कॉमिक बुक में लाना कैसे थॉट प्रोसेस कहाँ से प्लीज वहाँ से स्टार्ट करते हैं.
हमेशा से मन था कि कॉमिक बुक बने इस पे. जब टाइम सही आता है तब हो जाता है. सो डेवलप करना था कि पहली कॉमिक बुक फिल्म पे होगी या उस ओरिजिन स्टोरी पे होगी. तो फिर इस आइडिया पे आए कि प्रोलोग दिखाएंगे फिल्म से पहले क्या हुआ. फिर उसको बनाने में मुझे ऑनेस्टली लगा था आसानी होगी कंपेयर टू द फिल्म, लेकिन कॉमिक बुक बनाना उतना ही मुश्किल था. बहुत आर्गुमेंट्स, लड़ाइयाँ. इट्स अ वेरी डिफरेंट मीडियम, मेरे लिए नया था, मुझे भी बहुत सीखने को मिला. एंड दैट्स हाउ इट केम अबाउट. अब शुरू हो गया है तो द कॉमिक वर्टिकल विल कम आउट विद 2 बुक्स एवरी ईयर.
रिद्धि जी, ये फिल्म आपके कितने करीब है और अब ये बुक?
जी, फिल्म मेरे बहुत करीब है क्योंकि मैंने जैसा कि पहले भी कहा कि मुझे एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली कि हम एज एक्टर्स ऑफ कोर्स हमारे पास सोशल मीडिया है, हम जो दिल चाहे लिख सकते हैं एंड वी होप कि जो हमारी अच्छी बातें हैं वो लोगों तक पहुँचें. लेकिन एक एक्टर के लिए सबसे बड़ी चीज़ होती है कि आप काम क्या करते हैं और वो काम सबसे ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुँचता है. तो अगर मुझे एनिमल से प्यार है और मैं चाहती हूँ कि लोग समझे कि लाइक जॉन सेड कि यू डोंट हैव टू लाइक देम बट डोंट हर्ट देम. एंड आई फुल्ली बिलीव इन दैट कि मैं नहीं चाहती कि सब लोग एनिमल लवर्स बन जाए, लेकिन एटलीस्ट डोंट हर्ट देम. सो मुझे एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली टू वर्क विद समवन जो इतने पैशनेट है इस थॉट को लेके एंड ही प्रैक्टिसेस व्हाट ही प्रीचेस. सो इट्स अ ग्रेट, ही इज़ नॉट जस्ट डूइंग दिस फॉर filmmaking and for money and all of that. He actually lives like that, so to associate with people like that, to associate with Anshuman in itself is a very big gift for me as an actor. So I'm very happy and I'm thrilled कि this project and this story has turned into a comic book. मैं personal experience, मतलब personal बात से बताऊँ, my nephew is 9-year-old and कुछ महीने पहले when this was barely I think ready or the first test copy was ready, तो मैंने अपने nephew को पढ़ाई and he was glued to it. Not only that, I told him recently that we are launching it. He said I want more of it, where is it? And I remember it because I told him, I said you remember it because वो बहुत पहले की बात है and he remembered it. So अगर एक 9 साल का बच्चा याद रख रहा है ना कि आपकी कॉमिक आई थी और उसमें क्या था, it's a very big very big thing.
अंशुमन सर, ये जिस तरीके से हमने फिल्म देखी, एक सुपर हीरो बन के आप एनिमल को बचाते हो, बट ये एक सीरियस टॉपिक पे भी बेस्ड हो सकता है जी. तो आपने उसे कॉमिक में लाया, वो जॉनरा ही चेंज किया, उसके ऊपर आपका क्या कहना है?
एक्चुअली फिल्म भी काफ़ी कॉमिक बुक की थी. इनफैक्ट कई रिव्यूज़ थे विच एक्चुअली हेडलाइंस सेइंग अ कॉमिक बुक लाइक एक्शन फिल्म. सो दैट popping element in the film was also there, which was very intentional क्योंकि हमें पता था that we are going to diverge at some point towards a comic book. And now जब हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो कॉमिक बुक से फिल्म बोरो करेगी और फिल्म से कॉमिक बुक बोरो करेगी, क्योंकि दो अलग वर्टिकल्स चल रहे हैं। हमारे देश में एक और चीज़ जो मैंने बचपन से देखा है कि प्यार के नाम पे टॉक्सिसिटी एक्सेप्ट की जाती है, जो कि मेरे हिसाब से एकदम गलत है। जानवरों के प्रति तो बहुत ज़्यादा गलत है, मेरे हिसाब से इंसानों के प्रति भी गलत है। आप प्यार के नाम पे किसी को सिर्फ फिजिकली ही नहीं, मेंटली भी टॉर्चर नहीं कर सकते, और it's a big problem in our country. So the comic book will also educate people gently, emotionally, from a very young age, hopefully. You can love someone and still keep distance if you're scared of them, for example, animals and humans. You don't need to, just because you're in love with someone doesn't mean you need to be hand in hand, or
Yeah.
And that's what the film's overall message is, that love has to have a positive impact. And हम लोग एटलीस्ट मैंने तो देखा है चारों तरफ कि आप भी जानते हो कि सबके घरों में होता है, प्यार के नाम पे बहुत गलत चीज़ें होती हैं। तो जानवरों के साथ तो प्लीज़ मत करिए प्यार के नाम पे, और हो सके तो इंसानों के साथ भी ना करें।
So what is the best thing in this book for you? Because ये पूरी फिल्म को किस अहम मुद्दे को इस फिल्म बुक में दर्शाया गया?
इस बुक की बेस्ट चीज ये है कि दिस इज ऑनगोइंग, इट कैन गो इन एनी डायरेक्शन एंड देयर विल बी मल्टीपल कॉपीज ऑफ इट इन मल्टीपल स्टोरी लाइंस। दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग अबाउट दिस।
और अगर पहले बुक की बात कर रहे हैं आप कि इस पहले बुक में क्या है, तो मेरे हिसाब से फिल्म में सब बहुत लोगों ने मुझसे कहा था, प्रेस में भी बहुत लोगों ने पूछा था कि खिदरपुर डॉक में क्या हुआ था, क्योंकि फिल्म वॉइस ओवर से शुरू होता है। तो इस कॉमिक बुक में आपको दिख रहा है कि खिदरपुर डॉक में कहानी शुरू कैसे हुई थी, क्योंकि खिदरपुर डॉक में एक हमला होता है और एक विजिलेंटे आके बचाता है। सो इट्स काइंड ऑफ अ बर्थ ओरिजिन स्टोरी ऑफ एन एनिमल लवर विजिलेंटे।
Anshuman sir, you mentioned that during the conversation you mentioned it was like you had something for white animal. Why did you choose Lakadbaggha only?
तो बहुत गजब की जल्दी से बता दूंगा। जब मैं इलाहाबाद में 5-6 साल का रहूँगा, तो मेरे बड़े भाई को एक सिक्योरिटी गार्ड ने कहा था, भैया लकड़बग्गे का बच्चा मिला है, आप पालोगे? तो मेरे भाई ने रख लिया था। मेरा भाई एडवेंचरस है, मुझे पता नहीं था, क्योंकि बच्चे ना कुत्ते की तरह देखने में होते हैं, तो उसको वॉक कराने ले जाता था लीश पहना के, और एक हफ्ते बाद उसने एक एल्सेशियन को काट लिया। तो दैट इज़ माई फर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस विद अ हाइना। तब मुझे मेरी मम्मी आई, उसने बहुत डांटा, उन्होंने बहुत, लेकिन मैंने एक हाइना के बच्चे को एक 5 साल की उम्र में देखा था। तो लकड़बग्गा शब्द मेरे जहन में तब से है। और बहुत देखिए, दो चीज़ें हैं, एक तो स्कैवेंजर्स होते हैं, सो दे मेंटेन द इकोलॉजिकल बैलेंस ऑफ द जंगल। ऑल्सो उनके नंबर्स कम होते जा रहे हैं, हमारे इंडियन स्ट्राइप्ड हाइना के। अफ्रीकन हाइना अलग है, एक बहुत प्रॉब्लम है दुनिया में, सब सोचते हैं एक ही हाइना होता है। अफ्रीकन स्पॉटेड हाइना अलग होता है। इंडियन स्ट्राइप्ड हाइना जो हमारे देश की स्पीसीज है, उनके नंबर्स कम हो रहे हैं। तो एक अवेयरनेस लाना कि हाइनास का वेलफेयर बेहतर हो। और मुझे टाइटल बहुत पसंद है, लकड़बग्गा ज़बान पे चढ़ता है, और मैं जानता हूँ बहुत लोगों को इसकी मीनिंग नहीं पता थी। तो होपफुली फिल्म विल एजुकेट पीपल कि हिंदी में हाइना को लकड़बग्गा कहते हैं।
इस बुक के लॉन्च के लिए आपने जॉन सर को बुलाया है, एनी स्पेसिफिक रीजन? हम ये जानते हैं कि वो भी पेट लवर है, बट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम
जॉन
एनिमल
लवर है, बहुत ऑथेंटिक आदमी है। बहुत कम लोग हैं जो मेरे हिसाब से इंडस्ट्री में, मुझे ऑथेंटिसिटी से बहुत अट्रैक्शन है, और जॉन बहुत ही ऑथेंटिक आदमी है। आज भी जिस तरह से वो आए, जिस तरह से उन्होंने इंटरेक्ट किया, इट्स वेरी ऑब्वियस कि उनको दिल से प्यार है, एंड व्हाट ही स्पीक्स ही प्रैक्टिसेस दैट। उन्होंने 2 कुत्ते, जैसा उन्होंने कहा, अडॉप्टेड है उनके पास। आई ऑल्सो हैव 2 अडॉप्टेड डॉग्स, एंड आई कीप टेलिंग एवरीवन, इफ यू ट्रूली लव एनिमल्स, प्लीज अडॉप्ट, डोंट शॉप। और अगर आप अडॉप्ट नहीं कर सकते तो प्लीज फॉस्टर कर लीजिए कुछ दिनों के लिए। इंडी डॉग्स,
ये चीज़, मतलब मेरे पास डॉग नहीं है इस समय, लेकिन मेरे बहुत सारे दोस्त हैं जिनके पास इंडी डॉग्स हैं, और वो डेफिनेटली मैं कहना चाहूँगी कि हमारे इंडी डॉग्स वेरी वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, दे अडैप्ट सो इजीली टू द क्लाइमेट, और दे
very loving.
You must adopt them.
Please stop shopping. Please adopt dogs.
Last 2 क्वेश्चन। काफ़ी पॉपुलर, ये काफ़ी लोग हैं इस इंडस्ट्री में, तो किसी का साथ आप लोग चाहते हैं कि कोई एनजीओ से जुड़े, या आप कोई कहे कि एनिमल के लिए कुछ करें? जैसे कि कोई पॉपुलर सेलिब्रिटी जो आप लोग के साथ जुड़ के एनिमल वेलफेयर के लिए किसी एनजीओ के लिए कुछ करें?
ये सवाल आप
जॉन
के बाद
नहीं, और जॉन सर के बाद अगर किसी का नाम लेना हो तो कोई
नहीं, अब जो आए हैं उनकी बात करते हैं ना, जो हमारे साथ खड़े हैं। आई थिंक दैट इज इम्पोर्टेंट।
मेरे हिसाब से जॉन इज द मोस्ट प्रोलिफिक एंड ऑथेंटिक एनिमल लवर दैट आई नो। बहुत एनिमल लवर्स हैं, देखिए सब लोग, बहुत लोग होते हैं जो अच्छे होते हैं, लेकिन कुछ लोग होते हैं who live by practice. John is one such person, and that's why
He's a perfect person.
yeah, and he's the ideal person. Like I hope sometime we can make the worlds meet and have him in a Lakadbaggha film.
थैंक यू सो मच। लास्टली ये जानना चाहेंगे, जैसे लोग पेट को अडॉप्ट करते हैं जो जिसे संभाल के रखते हैं, बट व्हाट अबाउट द स्ट्रीट डॉग्स, उनके लिए अगर कुछ कहना हो ये ऑडियंस को कि किस तरीके से ख्याल रखे जाते जाते?
प्लीज़ फीड एज मैनी। बारिश में कुत्ते बहुत भीगते हैं, तो अगर हमने अपनी सोसाइटी में किया है, बाहर एक छोटा सा कॉटेज शेडेड बना दिया है तो जिससे कुत्ते उसमें सो सके। बहुत छोटी सी चीज़ है लेकिन बहुत कुत्तों को मदद मिलती है। फीडिंग इज़ अनदर थिंग। और अगर आपको कुत्तों से डर लगता है, ये मैं जेन्युइनली बोलता हूँ, बेस्ट वे टू अवॉइड इज डोंट एंगेज विद देम, आंखों से और हाथ से, बिकॉज डॉग्स लुक एट योर आईज एंड योर हैंड्स। होल्ड योर हैंड्स एंड डोंट लुक एट देम एंड दे विल नेवर डू एनीथिंग टू यू। सो उनको मारे ना प्लीज।
थैंक यू सो मच। Thank you.
Do you think by dropping drama you are targeting kids right now?
Yes.
Yes. This is the audience of Lakadbaggha going forward.
We want them to. It's a great book. Like I said, सबसे टेस्ट ऑडियंस मेरा नेफ्यू था और उसने जब 10 on 10 दिया, I was like, you know, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा पर्सनली, बिकॉज मेहनत सारी अंशुमन की है
और ब्रिटेन
की है, लेकिन I was very very happy कि you know one child who just read a comic between 50 बुक्स, वो इतनी बुक्स किताबें पढ़ता है, उसको उसमें वो अच्छी लगी। दैट्स अ वेरी वेरी बिग कॉम्प्लीमेंट।
और ब्रिटेन बहुत ही नामी कलाकार हैं, बहुत हम्बल आदमी है, लेकिन कॉमिक कॉन पे हमने जब ये किताब ड्रॉप की थी पिछले साल, तो बड़े बड़े पब्लिकेशंस आए थे और कॉमिक बुक ऑथर्स आए थे और उन्होंने कहा था इस प्रकार का आर्ट हमने इंडिया में नहीं देखा है। सो द फैक्ट दैट एन अमेरिकन इलस्ट्रेटर जो इतने नोन है, उन्होंने एक इंडियन कॉमिक के लिए बनाया है और इतना अच्छा काम किया है, तो आर्ट ऐसे ही यूनिवर्सली फैलता है व्हेन यू गेट क्रॉस कल्चर्ड। सो आई होप दिस इंस्पायर्स मोर पीपल।
थैंक
यू।